All right. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting on Monday, October 27th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:01. Did I get a roll call, please? Jared?
Select Chairman Mr. Coy.
Here?
Select Vice Chair Mr. DeRoche.
Here.
Selectman Mr. Gifford.
Here.
Selectwoman Ms. Costa.
Here.
And Selectman Mr. Torment.
Here.
Also in attendance is Town Manager Greg Colby, Assistant Town Manager Gemma Lambert, Administrative Specialist Beth Hossack, and Administrative Assistant Jared Casmay.
All right, thank you. And if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Want to lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And let's, for public comment, we'd like to introduce Gemma Lambert. Hopefully I said that correctly. She'll be the our new Assistant Town Manager. Started bright and early this morning. And to add, Greg, a little bit of your background, just so everyone knows.
Gemma's probably spent a lot of her municipal career down in Massachusetts with a couple of larger communities, so comes to us with a wealth of experience and education in the area of public administration. So she's excited, I think, to get started and get going, and we're excited to have her on board to help out. So,
Welcome aboard. Anything you wanted to add, Gemma?
Delighted to be here. Look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome.
And first up, public comments. Is anyone for public comment? Evening, Ryan.
Good evening.
More Ford Main Street, right?
Yes, Ryan Lebrecq, 174 Main Street. Good memory. Get my notes in the right order here. In reviewing last week's meeting, I would like responses to the following questions regarding budget. Please enter the questions asked in the minutes, and I request formal responses to each by the town subsequent to the meeting. Obviously, you probably don't have the answers right away. First question, I think the intent is the intent to go over budgets again tonight?
Yes.
Is there a reason the budget committee was not invited to this meeting as opposed to the previous? That's an ad hoc last minute question. It wasn't on my list, but. So that's my question. Why is the budget committee not part of all the meetings if they're invited to the first one? Second question. Like private businesses, this is in regards to specifically the library budget, but probably applies to the entire budget for staffing. Like private business, when is the town going to pass on health insurance increases to town employees instead of passing the increases on only to the taxpayers? You know, I think those that are in private business are well aware that our insurance costs have gone up and we've had to pay more as a result of that. And I feel like for some reason, municipalities don't feel that that also applies to them. Next question. Why does department revenue not offset costs directly, thereby reducing department budgets? This is just using an example. The rec department had a $200,000 budget. They apparently have around $100,000 in revenue. So why is the taxpayer budgeting $200,000 instead of $100,000? I understand that drops to the general fund, but that should drop to reduce the budgets, and it should be utilized exclusively for tax reduction. And if the budgets were reduced, thereby taxes would be reduced. Next, in regards to police budget, if the Comcast internet connection's failing, why do we continue, and maybe we don't, I assume we still have Comcast. Why do we continue rewarding them by utilizing their service? Have we looked into switching to a different service provider, i.e. Fidium potentially? I also just got a text message. If I refer you to Fidium and you sign up, I get $100 and you get $100. So we can both make $100 off of this. That'd be great. Next question. Is Timberlane paying the full cost of the officer assigned to Timberlane? Pay, benefits, cost of vehicle, etc. That is a Timberlane school cost. It shouldn't be borne by the town. And maybe it isn't, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in the response, but I feel like it's not offset appropriately. Next question. If someone is deployed, this is in regard to the police department, from what I understand, they're not getting paid their salary during deployment, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. So if that is the case, their salary is available to cover their temporary replacement, i.e. overtime. So there would not be a need to increase an overtime budget if you're saving $75,000 because someone's not working and they're being paid by the federal government. Then that $75,000 could be available to pay for the overtime and thereby not needing an overtime budget increase. Next, how does the revenue offset budgets? Again, this revenue and budget question. That's just general. How do revenues offset budgets? How are grants accounted for? Next, in regards to Main Street, Main Street's a street through town. Is that not the PD's responsibility to enforce laws at? I don't believe any warrant article is needed. We don't need to throw more money at this. We just need to enforce the laws. There are 19 officers in the force. I'm not saying an officer needs to be stationed there for 8 hours, 10 hours, or 24 hours a day. But there's ways that could be, and maybe the department's already doing it, but station an officer for an hour a day at different hours of the day at different parts of the street and focus on enforcing speed laws, traffic laws in general. Next question. Who makes the decision to write down uncollectible billing for the ambulance service? Next question. The ALS service is operated by town employees in town facilities. While the budget for the service is not strictly for the town, the service is interwoven into the town, and therefore this budget and all offsetting revenue should be reported to the people of Plastow. Otherwise, they should get their own building. They should get their own specific employees. There should be no cross intermingling of town employees, town facilities with this non-Plastow town service. Final question and one quick comment. If the highway department has carried a budget for 3 years without filling a position, then the position, I would say, is not needed, or you're not looking hard enough. It shouldn't be that difficult to fill the position. Therefore, at this time, the budget should be reduced and that position should be removed from the budget. If by some chance you looked for the role and you finally find somebody that's suitable for the role, and we've already well established by Mr. Colby that the line item budgets don't really matter. We can overspend every one of them at will, as long as it doesn't overspend the overall budget. So there's still an opportunity to hire somebody if necessary. So lastly, I've submitted multiple right-to-know requests and will submit many more. Each one of my requests are unnecessary, provided that the town is actually transparent, posts every document available. The internet is a wonderful thing. Online databases are easy to do. There's no reason why every operational expense, every budget, every worksheet used to develop a budget at all isn't uploaded to something that's viewable by the town. It's saved electronically anyway. Make it available to the townspeople to review. And then these right-to-know requests won't be necessary. I think that's all I have. Oh, and I have some more right to know requests. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Have a good night. Okay, we do have one add-on we'll do first to the budget. It's the tax rate. So I think we should have been a printout that was handed out. I know you've worked on this.
So yes, in your packets as a late addition is a tax rate breakdown for the town. This has been preliminarily set and reviewed with the Department of Revenue Administration. They, at the last minute, I wasn't anticipating getting it done until later this week, but they were able to squeeze us in and get it done. So basically, for the 2025 rate, without the use of any fund balance that wasn't previously voted on, the tax rate would be at $14.59 per thousand, which is over a $6 decrease from that of last year, which it was $20.72, which was expected. As we stated previously, the town's valuation of property went from $1,393,000,000 to $1,993,000,000. So it's an increase of $600 million. So the rate did come down as expected. And on the sheet, I also, should the town, want to utilize fund balance, the rate is, potential rate is there, depending on any levels that you may use, or if it's not there, we can certainly figure it out. But for about every $100,000 of fund balance you use, it's about a nickel on the tax rate. So
you'll see the breakdowns there for what it would be for 100, 200, 250, and 300. Then we can decide if we want to use some of that. Probably one of those would be a safe number. And I do know with the taxes, like any other evaluation, some people will go up, some will go down, some will stay pretty much about the same. The way that always works. So any feelings on what you'd like to do? If you want to buy the rate down a little bit more? Yep, go ahead.
Just two questions. What is the fund balance at?
with the use of what was voted, we are sitting in the neighborhood of $2.7 million, which the DRA recommendation is between 5 and 17%, and 2.7 million puts us around 8%. And that is our target area for the town's, the board's policy as well, is in that 8 to 12% range, I believe, or 8 to 10. So
keep that balance. So when we have bills come in, like when the school comes in, things like that, we're not having to go out.
right, it helps with cash flow. Yeah.
And what was our surplus at the end of the year,
At the end of
24?
about 2.8 million and 110 or
So
so.
after we closed the books on the budget, what, did we have any budget left over?
Oh, as far as on the appropriations?
Yeah.
I don't have that specific number.
Okay. Are we looking to make a decision on tonight, or?
Yeah, if we can, between, where we think from talking to Greg, those were kind of the guidelines we figured that would keep us in that percentage. Obviously, we're on the lower side of that. As you said, what we're at roughly.
We're roughly 8% right now, so.
And the guidelines are where they want us to.
5
be,
to 17.
5 to 17.
Any recommendations from your perspective?
We'll get by, whatever the board chooses.
So like you said, every 100,000 is worth about 5 cents on the tax rate. So.
And I ask this question all the time.
Yep.
you know, what are the pros and cons to say we put, you know, 600,000, you know, to offset it? And then we get into next year, you know, so we'd have to look to do similar things like that.
Exactly. You'd have to look at doing similar things to keep the rate stable, if you will. Or, you know, all things equal, you know, you would have to put 600,000 next year. Otherwise, you're looking at a tax rate increase, obviously, next year.
Right.
So
And last year we were around 300. Was that what we did last year?
we did around 400
400, so we went
between
over.
what was voted last year. We had told the taxpayers that we would put a certain amount in the against the operating budget to help offset the taking on the ambulance. So I think it was 200, 250.
Yeah.
That was part of the budget warrant article itself. So that with the other warrants and what we used, it was a grand total of $400,000, you know, to help offset. So
If 2.7 mils, 8%, what's the number at 5%? Is that 2.4? Is that?
no.
Just curious what that bare minimum recommendation. I know they say they want us between 5 and 12. We're at 8 right now to get it down to that minimum. I'm just curious what that number is.
I want to say it's like 1.8. If I can, give me a couple of minutes and I can.
You know, I don't know if I'd be comfortable going down to the 5.
I'm
Oh, no.
not saying we necessarily,
Yeah,
but at least
no,
we have
but
that
it's
number
good to know
there,
the
right?
number. No, I know that, because I'm just thinking the 5, because this, I mean, we're just seeing increases everywhere, right?
Right.
In prices, I mean.
But it'd be good to know what their bare
Oh,
minimum,
absolutely, I agree.
what they recommend.
135.
Obviously, they recommend up to 12, but
Did you say it was 1.35?
Yeah.
5% retained is 1.68 million.
And if we keep it around 8, if we brought it down to say 7%, what would that number be? Just trying to.
They give 5, 8, 10, and 17. So
There you
it's 1.13. That probably 2.4 roughly. It's 1.1 million to go from 8 to 5, which is 3%. So if I take a third of that,
And there's 2.8 in there now?
2.7.
2.7.
2.7.
We did 400 last year overall.
So if you do 300, that gets you down, now you're at that 1.6 at like 7%. So we've got some numbers. What's everyone's thoughts? What's everyone thinking?
If we did the same as last year, that would bring us down to 2.3, which is probably 6.5-ish. Is that right?
I said if we use the same as last year, between voted and use would be 400, so that would be applying another 290,000.
And by going by these numbers, if you went with 400, it would be 1439, correct? Going by 5 cents on every 100,000. The other question would be, does revenue seem like it would come in about the same as what we've had, or does it look like it could go up, down?
Well, as a matter of fact, we just got a letter this week, or the end of last week, from Dish Wireless, which is one of our rentals on the cell tower, water tower. that the FCC has demanded that they sell all of their assets and the like. And so they are ceasing use of the tower, thus the revenue is going away. So
How much is that? It's roughly about
35, 40,000.
So it's lost revenue there.
I mean, this year, building permits have been down. So, it's a lot's driven by the economy where, how well business does, how well people do, and, what they do for adding on and things of that nature. I mean, the other is motor vehicle permits, which I think this year versus last year, there was, I think is an increase, but where we end up for next year,
Yeah, last year was 2.2. Right now, we're at 1.8 through the end of September.
Right.
23 was 2.1 total, so it was up last year, and
It sounds like it's going to be
sounds
up.
like it's going to be maybe a little under.
I'd be comfortable with the 300.
Mhm. The 14,
So that would put it at 1444.
I would be.
If anyone has any thoughts,
Well,
good time to talk it through.
The thing I struggle with the unassigned fund balance is that, we have cash flow throughout the year, right?
Right.
So some months during the year, we're taking in a lot of cash.
Mhm.
Other months, we don't take in a lot of cash, but we still have to pay the bills. So I just don't want to get that too low where we have to spend money to take money for like
Yeah,
a tax anticipation note or something like that. So I'm somewhere in the range of 300 to 400,000 to put against the tax rate. Maybe
So
even get
if
it down
we
to
did
1434.
350, if we did 350, that would be roughly 1440, 1441.
42.
He has words.
No, I think with the environment that's happening and what's going to be forecasted through the next year, I'd like to keep a little more in the till than, I understand it hurts everybody's wallet and,
Yep.
every homeowner wants this to be brought down, but at the same time, reaching to those levels, we're going to start getting skinny. And some of these things that are happening in forecasts, we
how
might
many
not see a lot
revenue
of new revenue
streams?
coming in.
And then
Yeah.
the one thing we know, because we get hit with every month, the school's the biggest
Trust me, I know.
one, right?
Yep.
I know you know that.
It, I understand where Mr. Gifford's coming from because it is. I mean, we don't want to scrape it, and if we have any more of those $35,000 or $40,000 revenue streams gone,
And if you have to take a note out, we got to pay interest.
we got to
on
pay
that.
the interest on that, which would be that revenue stream paying back that interest. So
And our grant situation is going to be cut
it's
down
going to be
as well. So, some of these things that get filled in with grants aren't going to be there. I mean, if you look at it honestly.
yeah.
So my personal opinion is somewhere in between the 250 and the 300. That's just fiscal.
Could we do
how I look.
275 at like 14? What would that be? I can't even do the math
Well,
tonight.
you'd be in
You'd be-
between, right?
1446.
So roughly
1446.
1446.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
45.7.
But also, I think the number we need to look at too is what was left over after the budget closed the books last year. Did we end up with $250,000? Did we end up with 300,000? I think that surplus helps
what
us.
was that surplus given back
That
to
helps
the
us
taxpayer?
determine more on how much we should put against it. Because if we had 300,000 left over from last year, I'm more inclined to take that 300,000 and put it against the tax rate.
It's a low number, 2 to 300,000, if I remember correctly. I just don't have a specific number.
I'm still sitting comfortable with 3.
I'd sign off on 3.
What's this at 1444,
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
which is down from 2072 from last year.
And that's another 15 cents, so. Off the tax rate.
Right.
Off the preliminary rate.
yeah.
Now, when you say preliminary, what could change? Just,
It's rounding, when they set the overlay and the like, they will, what they do is they set it so that it comes out to an even penny. So with rounding, you don't end up with partial. I mean, I'm in the website right now and using 300, it does show, a rate of 1444.
Any
I'm
additional
okay with
thoughts
the,
or?
I'm okay with the 300 because I don't want to see us have to go
Down
to the
from last
bank.
year.
Yeah, because if you
Anything
go there
else?
and you have to take a note out now, it's costing us more.
It's costing us more because the interest is higher.
Right,
I'd be comfortable at 300.
okay. John? Do you need motion?
You can make a motion, that's
We
fine.
want to make a motion?
It doesn't hurt.
make a motion to put $300,000 against the tax rate to bring it down to 1444 preliminary.
I'll second,
Preliminarily.
I
Yeah.
will second that.
Second by Liz. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So 500. Thank you. Now, moving on to the proposed budget. See, hopefully we can get through, I'm hoping, just about all of it. Because I know tomorrow night is the BudCon meeting, yeah, correct?
Yep.
So, and we know this, it's their budget that goes forward to the voters. So I'd like to see them get it so they can start doing their work on it. All right, so what we'll do, we'll take them right in order. First one is the executive budget. Last year, the budget was $282,684. This year, the request is $288,589. So roughly an increase of about 6,000, it looks like. What do we have on this, Greg? Looks like most of it is,
Salaries, probably salaries on the website. The website for Plastow increased a bit, percentage wise. And other than that, it's primarily salaries.
no salaries, they're all contractual, so, right? Correct?
What's that?
Salaries are all contractual.
Well, not in this budget, no.
Anybody have any questions on this?
I mean, the only other small increase I see is like 500 on the copier leases and stuff, but that's all our
Yeah.
maintenance contracts and everything that go
Right.
along with all the machines in the building. And then it's,
Yep, that's,
Yeah, so it's not a whole lot, my opinion, that you can really almost do with this. Any thoughts, questions?
No, it looks like it's just cost of doing business.
already flatlined.
Yeah,
It's
minus those
Straightforward
two
here.
lines.
See where you could do anything else.
And this budget just entails the salaries for the town manager, the board of selectmen, and it's mostly the town manager, right? Department.
it's right. It's admin staff.
Admin staff.
It's,
It's all your supplies, rentals, leases on the copiers. Things like that.
What are employment expenses? There isn't a description. I'm just curious what you typically use that for.
background checks, employment physicals, things of that nature as well.
Okay.
Okay, if there's no questions, if anybody wants to make a motion to approve it,
Make a motion to approve the executive budget in the amount of $288,589.
Second.
second by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it's 500. Up next would be the town clerk. The budget last year was $137,952. Requested budget this year is $146,267. Where I'm really seeing this is also salaries, correct? That's where our increases are. We do know the town clerk that obviously does bring in some revenue with they do all the car registrations and things like that.
It's a busy office.
It really is. Every time you go there, there's usually a line out the door. Anybody have any questions on any of the lines?
So it looks like all the increases are really due to salary. Who makes the decision on those increases? Are they just requested to the town manager and then?
The town clerk salary was voted a number of years ago by town meeting to be tied to the Northeast Consumer Price Index increase. And then the salary for the deputy and the assistant are through the normal process through the town manager's office.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the town clerk budget for 2026 in the amount of $146,267.
I'll second.
Motion by Tyler, second by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 500. Next up, we have elections. Budget last year was $32,364. Requested budget this year is $17,574. So we have a decrease here of roughly like, say, 15,000, somewhere in that area. And a lot of that is, last year we budgeted for the purchase of machines for the elections.
Correct.
So obviously, we don't have to do that. And so that's a decrease. But there's also 3 elections, I believe. Last year, we only had 1 election. So I think this is really driven by the number of elections more than anything. And we don't have much of a choice there. That's why you have,
Did we have 3 in 24
3.
elections?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, we might have had 4 that year, because that was the presidential. Right? Do we have 4 that year?
Martha's
January.
saying we had 5.
We had 5. Okay.
I'm just wondering, do we need to increase that due to the number of elections?
Well, I guess we can ask the question to Martha. That's plenty for the 3 elections? Yep, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so that way there, everybody, he can hear it.
So the unknown that I had for the elections is with the new machines, my line for printing the town ballot is always kind of an unknown based on how many pages we have between zoning articles and the like. So, but the other things, the salaries and such, I have a worksheet for to kind of figure out how many ballot clerks we need and all that. And hopefully I've done my math right. And I think those numbers are good.
Okay, so you're comfortable with that number?
Yep, I did increase the moderator's salary. He's not had an increase in quite a few years. I can't recall the year he had an increase, so I did increase that up from 250 to 300 each election.
Each election, okay.
All right.
All right. This one is kind of is what it is. It's the elections and that's it.
It's down.
It's down, which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
That's good. I'll make a motion to approve the elections budget for $17,574.
And I'll second that.
Second by Liz.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I guess.
Thanks,
Thank you,
The
Martha.
question is, we don't have the machines in yet, right?
No, we're looking at January.
Okay, good. Yep.
So people out in TV land can hear me. So I did contact Voting Works, and they're looking at January, getting us the machines.
So that'll give us plenty of time so we can all
For
get trained on
trainings
it.
and such. So I'll actually go see a gentleman at the end of this week at conference. So he'll be there to kind of see if I can finalize and see if I can wheedle out an actual date out of him for getting a delivery and such. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was 500. Next up is finance. Did we vote? Did we vote? Oh, maybe we didn't. All right. All those in favor for the election budget?
Aye.
Aye.
So 500. So next up is the finance budget. The budget for 2025 was $173,000. The requested budget for 2026 is $178,400. And once again, it looks like salaries, Greg?
Salaries and audit fees. We know with the Wilder Drive project being $2 million, it will have another single audit, to account for, which is to make sure that the federal money has been spent properly. So there's an increases in there as well.
Okay, so that covers all that. All right. Questions, comments?
Pretty straightforward here.
Yeah. Someone wants to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we appropriate $178,400 for the finance department.
I'll second.
Motion by John, second by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
So 500. Next up is assessing. The budget for 2024 was $130,420. The requested for 2026 is $348,945. And I believe there's an adjustment to this, correct?
That's correct. The second line item, the assessor's contract, is I had mentioned at the last meeting, with confirmation from DRA, we do not need to do a full reval in the upcoming year, so that can be reduced by $225,000.
So do you have the number in front of you, what that would go to?
So the 304,625 would become 79,625.
In the bottom line number?
123,945.
You said 123, 495?
945.
945.
So that's a decrease then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a decrease of almost 7,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big win not having to do that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That, just trying to look at the lines.
And then the office clerk, looks like it went up
Yes.
a little bit. Is that due to the contract with the,
CBA.
No, that we have a part-time employee 2 days a week to supplement the contract.
Okay.
All right, any other questions, thoughts, comments? everyone's good. If
I'll
someone-
make the motion to approve the 2026 assessing budget for $123,945.
And I'll second that.
Tyler, and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So 500. Next up, we have the tax collector. For 2025, budget was $53,945. The requested is $56,551. So that's just a little, about $2,500, somewhere in that vicinity of an increase. And it looks like, once again, it's salary
In data processing,
in the mail.
in mailing.
Looks like that's where it is. All right. Any questions, comments?
No, just that actual for 24 was pretty close to where we are.
Yeah, you're right.
It is.
$700 difference. That's pretty close. All right, somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the tax collector budget at $56,551.
Second.
So Liz and Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it's 500. Next up is legal. We had the budget in 2025 was $97,500, and the requested is $92,500. So we have a decrease of $5,000. And you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, it is a decrease in the legal budget here, but the planning board is budgeting as part of their budget. They will be offsetting, and it's only a $5,000 decrease because we do know that we have some potential pending court cases that will be hitting at the beginning of the year. So that's why it's not as much of a decrease as what the planning board may be increasing.
Okay. So that's what we'll see now from here on out. The planning board will have their own legal line item, so it's going to be separate from this. So they're not
Correct.
joined together,
Yes.
which I think is the right way to go. So we actually know what's being spent where.
I make a motion to accept the legal budget at $92,500.
I'll second that.
Liz and Tyler, all those in favor?
Aye.
500. Human resources and personnel. The budget for this year was $2,556,556. The requested is $2,918,489. So that's a significant increase of, what, about 350? And health insurance.
Retirement. I mean, retirement's up almost 100K.
Yep. You look at the
Yeah, and
retirement.
health insurance is up about
The health insurance
$300,000.
is like 250, somewhere in that area. At the number quick.
There's your 350.
Yeah.
So that's,
In comparison, retirement, we were only paying $581,000 in 2020. Now it's up over $1 million.
I have a question.
sure.
And is that the guaranteed rate from the two the health insurance providers?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just asking.
We've gotten final numbers, and those are the numbers on the health insurance. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two line items.
Well, what's performance management?
Performance management is the pool of money for raises for all of the non-CBA. That's through my discretion and reviews and the like.
Okay.
That's where that money comes from.
That answers that. Thank you.
You know, we don't spend an awful lot there in the last few years.
Well, again, because of the bottom line budget aspect, we can't really identify that to a specific department, but if we increase somebody's wages by 3%, it gets paid out of, the regular salary line item, in finance or in executive. We don't split out the additional money that's awarded.
All right, so that 25,000 could be split amongst a bunch of different
Yes. It
budgets.
can be highway, the executive budget, the fire budget,
So if we
across
see
all.
that one of those line items go over, for the salary or whatever, this is what you would use to
Yes.
cover that.
I have another question, sorry. The
Sorry.
sick leave buyback,
Yes.
20, we haven't expended any yet. Do we anticipate that 24, the budget and the actual there's about a $15,000 difference? Do
I
you
think-
think we're going to see
Does that
or
get
is that
expended?
a retirement buyout?
Does that get expended at the end of the year?
That is usually at the end of the year,
Okay.
a purchase expense. But we also have changed the personnel policy to eliminate the sick pool.
Okay,
So we're anticipating that we will expend less from that standpoint.
okay. That just kind of caught my eye.
Any other questions, thoughts, comments?
So we anticipate that performance management will be higher than the last couple of years. We'll just, as
Higher
Jay
than
brought
the-
up, we're just looking at the last 3. We haven't utilized a ton there.
No, I think what he does is he puts 25,000 aside there.
Mhm.
But when somebody gets a raise, say on highway or whatever, you'll see it in that line item on the highway.
Okay.
So if you see like a line item in highway probably gets overspent, that's what this is used for,
Gotcha.
to take from there. Mike, is that correct?
From the standpoint of making budget transfers, and I know I said in the last meeting that really I don't, as a finance director, I do not believe in them. This is probably about the one case that I would consider doing it, but where there's only $25,000 line item, it doesn't seem, a lot or worth it to do it just for that.
Okay.
And what is so around health insurance, and I guess more to kind of address the question that was asked earlier, what's the policy on health insurance? What do we cover? What do we expect the employees to cover? And how much of that can be affected by the CBA?
Currently, it's the town pays 85% of the health insurance and the employee pays 15%. So that with costs going up, the employees do bear some of that cost increase because their 15% share is going up, just like the town's share.
Just like the
So
premium share.
it's not that we've capped, what the employee pays and then the town pays everything above that. That's not the case. The employee and the town share in the increases.
So it's the percentage. The percentage doesn't change.
Correct. Now, as far as the CBA goes, as part of negotiations several years ago, the health insurance provider changed from Health Trust to the Teamsters carrier for health insurance. With that, the cap on health insurance was negotiated at no more than 7% increase per year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That explains it.
There you go. Anybody have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Someone wants to make a motion?
I'll make a motion for human resource and personnel department $2,918,489.
I'll second.
Ron and Liz, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So 500. Now we're on to the planning, which is a little bit different because it's now broken out into two, right? We have the planning department separate now from the planning board. Correct, so
Correct.
tonight we could do all of it, or do we have questions from the planning board where you'd like to see them come in? Do you have thoughts on that, Greg, or anything?
I did not I hadn't seen draft minutes from the last planning board meeting where they took up the budget. So I am not 100% sure of the numbers that they approved from the planning board, on the planning board line items. I know the planning department line items, I worked with both planning department employees, which we have two right now, but with one retiring at the end of the year, we'll go back to one. But we, worked on that aspect of the budget, and I do feel comfortable with the planning department side of that budget.
Because it looks like the department totals on this includes both the planning department and the planning board. Do we have a breakdown of what just the planning department is?
$73,215.
One more time, 70?
73,215.
What was it for the total?
$73,215.
So it's level?
Oh, sorry.
For 2025.
I misunderstood. My apologies.
No, that's fine. It looks pretty close.
79,119
So it's
was
gone down.
prior year.
So it's
Yes.
gone down. So it's gone down roughly 6,000 for the planning department. So roughly a correct statement somewhere
Yes.
around there?
Correct.
So then if we look at the planning board one, the first line, there's no dollar amount in there for the engineering consultant fees grants. What does that typically cover?
Well, the engineering consultant fees and grants, I know, a few years ago when we had the HOP grant, it may be, to RPC for grant writing, things of that nature, over and above the dues that we pay and over and above the circuit rider.
Are we expecting a number from the planning board on that, or?
We should have, I'm hoping that we can have the draft minutes and the budget posted somewhere before the next meeting.
Yeah, because I wasn't at
Right,
the
and
last meeting.
I'm looking at this and I did not bring my notes in with me.
Okay.
And I apologize for that. But I wouldn't even mind if we just took this whole planning department and waited and just did it right off the top.
Yeah, or
next
yeah, we
week.
could just do the planning department with the
Mhm,
planning
and then
board,
do
because
the
we're
planning
meeting next
board.
Monday, correct?
Correct.
We could always change it. We could approve both. And if they come back and present
We
it.
could approve it for just review and then come back
Change it,
and
'cause
then,
that way there we get it to the budget, right? So I think it's important for budget to have it, so they have as much time as possible
correct.
to do their work. That's the budget that gets presented to the voters, so that's the important. So what would you, okay, and for the legal, that was the number that you pulled out, probably an average of the last several years? What was
That's-
used for that number?
Yep, that's correct.
In the computer IT, the 1,400,
That is so
I'm
that.
guessing that's for their email addresses?
Yes.
Correct.
Wow. It's expensive for emails.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know the impact fee update, that's something that the planning board has been working on to get all those updated, because some of them haven't been updated in 7, 8 years. To get all that in line.
if we have planning down pat, why don't we just wait for planning board to do their thing? We could pass planning.
We can do the department and then wait
Right.
for the board.
Wait on the planning board, or as Jay said, you do it and we can change it. Whatever you want to do, I'm open to either.
Let's just do the planning department now and
Okay.
That's how I look
Yeah.
at it. We've got solid numbers
Planning
to show a
board. Next
decrease.
meeting, first thing we do is just go over the planning
Yeah,
board.
we'll do the,
Yeah.
with the planning board. Perfect.
So I make a motion to appropriate $73,215 towards planning department.
I'll second that.
I'd second by
Is it
Liz.
73 or 79?
It's
73.
73,250.
79 was the prior year.
Prior year.
So it's gone down like $6,000.
Yeah.
The request. All right, and we'll make sure we reach out to the planning board so someone can come here and put that right at the top and so we can go over their budget.
Now, is that the planning board it's just a recommendation, right? And in the end, it's what we pass on to the budget committee, right?
Right, and then the budget committee obviously decides
Yeah.
what they want to do. All right, did we vote on the planning department?
No.
No. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And so the planning board will table till next Monday. Next up, zoning. 2025, budget was $5,350. The request is $5,350, so that is level funded. So there's no changes there. And I know that's one of those things you never know what's gonna come in front of them, right?
Make a motion to approve the zoning budget for $5,350.
I'll second.
Okay, it was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So 500. General government buildings. This is a lot. Let's see, the budget in 2025 was $427,540. Requested for 2026 is $435,165. So we're looking a little under 8,000, correct?
7625.
And where we can see it is, trying to see where we have our increase.
Physicians,
Safety
general
complex
supplies.
repairs.
Yeah, some is up, some are up, some are down.
Yeah.
You know,
Electric at some of the buildings is up.
I just had a question on vehicle maintenance. The truck, it just says we'll need some additional work to maintain the current condition. What, is it just regular maintenance or is there any other?
no, just regular maintenance.
And
It is getting up in age.
yeah, that was gonna be my next question was how old is that truck?
I think it's at least a 2017.
Go through, make sure I'm not missing anything anywhere.
Does that go, do vehicles for town vehicles go on the CIP? Like building maintenance, they have a truck, you know, is that something we might want to consider throwing on the CIP just to plan out?
Oh, we probably should. I will check.
Do we have questions, comments?
No.
Close, because I know some of this stuff, just there's a natural increase to it.
I guess my question is going to be around electricity. Do we see any savings in maybe the community power? Because once community power starts, all of the town building, the town will be part of it, right?
Right.
Do you think that will have any
Decrease.
significant decreases? I know it's cut down a little bit here and there, but are you anticipating any bigger decreases?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Any other questions? Or a comment or anything?
I guess the highway electric, it says savings due to solar panels, but it's up $1,000.
And I may have just not changed that one description. I missed that, so.
Okay. Are we just budgeting, I know there's an offset there with the panels that help offset that electricity bill, but
Correct. What's shown is the net there.
shown as the net.
Yeah.
Right, because it's a gross.
And actually, there is some revenue that goes into the general fund for the other amount that we receive too. We receive a quarterly check, so
Right.
it's almost a complete wash.
Okay. So there is offsetting revenue for that. Good.
Yes.
All right.
Anything else from anyone? Somebody wants to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the general government buildings budget at $435,165.
I'll second that.
Motion by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is cemeteries. Budget for 2025 was $10,500. The requested budget for 2026 is $12,500, an increase of $2,000. And that's for it's on the maintenance for cemetery repairs.
Correct. With, doing the new section and the like, but also the discussion that we had here as far as repairs to monuments and the like, put in a couple $1,000s into the budget to help offset some of that.
Yeah, because I know some of the old tombstones are cracked, things like that, and I know we have the new
Correct.
section.
And the money we get for the plots when people buy them, is that revenue that cemetery budget takes in?
It goes into the town meeting vote, put that into a special revenue fund for larger projects.
Which I'm sure there'll be some coming as that area is just now
Yes.
done.
Yep. Can we use any of that for cemetery repairs?
The wording on
It's
it.
in the budget, so.
I know. It's almost like we have a cap reserve fund for the bigger expansion. We have the special revenue fund for smaller projects. So when does it cross from one to the other?
Right.
Is a good question. And I don't have an answer for that.
I'm good with the repairs. We know we've got a lot of work going on over there coming
No, the
up.
repairs have to be done. I mean, you've got, there's nothing more
Right.
than cracked headstone. It's like
Right,
150 years old.
We have upheaved base stones and other things alike.
Make a motion to approve the cemetery budget for $12,500.
I'll second that.
All right, so we got Jay, second by Tyler. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
500. Next will be insurance. The budget for 2025 was $209,267. The requested is $224,000, and I know this is really kind of due to Primax, right?
This is, this is all of the insurance, property liability insurance that covers all of property.
And as of the end of September, we're already overspent.
Well, it's usually one payment, and I have some adjustments to make with the library portion, but it will be right around the 209.
Okay, so
But we are part of their CAP program, which is a 7%, not to exceed. But what also happens is the values may increase, based on their actuarial tables and the like.
yeah, this is a question I know came up last time, but the library's part of this. Their portion is what they budget for.
Correct.
Right, we're already at 221.
Yeah.
222.
Make a motion to approve the insurance budget for $224,000.
I'll second.
Okay, and second by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So 500. Next up is advertising regional associations. Budget for 2025 is $26,000, and the requested is the same $26,000 level funded. And it looks like what we've spent year to date is $24,510. So it's right in that ballpark. And this is what we use towards when we have to post our notices for public hearings.
Town report,
Yeah,
books that we print out for everyone.
Yeah.
the production, printing of books.
And dues, the NHMA Municipal Association dues and Rockingham Planning.
Yeah, the RPC
Commission
dues come
dues.
out of here. That's it.
Yes.
I make a motion for advertising and regional associations, 26,000.
I'll
Second.
second.
Second by Liz.
Give it to
All
Ray.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
500. Next up is cable. The budget for 2025 was $36,400. The requested is $36,500. So it's an increase of $100. And where's he looking for the 100?
It's in the
Dues and
dues
subscriptions.
and subscriptions.
Which is software, Vimeo, all those type of things. Other than that, we'll level fund it. And it looks like, obviously still expenses as the year goes through. Questions, comments on any
Looks
of this?
clean to me.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve the cable budget for $36,500.
Second that.
Second by Tyler. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
500. Conflict of interest. 2025 budget, $250. Requested for 2026, $250. So level funded, so really it's office supplies, and they have to maintain their own PO box. It has to be kept separate.
Make a motion to approve the conflict of interest budget for $250.
I'll second.
By Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 500.
If anyone's interested, please run for the conflict of interest committee.
Yeah, that's always a tough one to fill. And, it'd be good to have someone there. Let's see, other general government, the 2025 budget, $305,000. Requested budget for 2026, $325,000. Looks like the increase is town hall internet, which would probably be the licensing fees, things like that.
Computers and internet equipment. We have a lot of machines that are end of life with Windows 10.
Yeah.
Going to Windows 11. Some of our machines can handle it, but we have a bunch of machines that cannot handle it. So we're having to replace and rotate.
And then,
And I believe that we have a couple of firewalls that are getting end of life as well.
yeah, and then, being in that business, you've got to keep up to date with that. There's no way around it in this day and age. The damage that can be done if somebody gets through that firewall.
Make a motion to approve the other general government budget for $325,000.
Second.
Seconded by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
So it's 500. Okay, that's the police. We did that. Anybody have anything additional they want to add to the police? Or
Nope.
everyone's still good? Fire, same thing. If anybody had any comments, anything you wanted to bring up? I guess not. So then next up is inspections. Budget for 2025, $195,706. Requested for 2026, $200,450. Roughly about a $5,000 increase. Let's see, you got, looks like a little increase in the data processing.
Vehicle costs.
Salaries are down. Vehicle cost is up. We've had some issues. We've tried to recycle old police cruisers and hand them down. And the latest that we have has an exhaust issue that's we think is affecting the cabin, and it's making employees sick that use the vehicle. So we're looking at alternatives to be able to provide a vehicle.
Yeah, 'cause the department's always had a vehicle in the past.
They have in the past.
All right, so that 8,000 would be able to cover what we're trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's looking through, the fleet of vehicles that we have on the police side and the like. And, I know the highway department, the highway supervisor's truck is due to be replaced as well. I'll be speaking with him, with not putting a plow on it, if we can, get some miles out of it. But it's got 160,000 miles on it. So
Those are hard miles too, because that's used.
Correct.
Those aren't easy miles.
So there's money in the budget, depending on which direction we, feel is the best, to have some money to be able to, do something.
Questions, anyone? Anybody got a comment?
I make a motion for inspections of $200,450 for the 2026.
I'll second.
Second by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it's 500. Emergency management. The budget for 2025 is $37,225. Requested for 2026 is $42,125. So looking at increase in the neighborhood of $5,000. Let's see. Like equipment purchase is $2,000. Then you have positions must be salary. That's the other $1,000. So that's $4,000 there. Increase in the telephone, the rental fee for the tower. So that pretty much get you right to the equipment maintenance. Yep. Pretty much get you right there to what they're requesting. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't know if you can answer this, but why the increase of 2,000 in equipment purchase?
That's a good question. I do not have an answer.
Because historically, it's like 10,000 or less that they're spending there.
And there's only.
If I'm not mistaken, I do think the chief had said something about the camera system that they might have to split with the police.
Oh, yeah, that's-
And said that he did add some
Yeah.
budget into some equipment purchasing.
That's where
to cover
that
cost.
increase is. Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion for emergency management of $42,125.
Second that.
John, seconded by Tyler. And the only thing is it doesn't look like under dues and membership, I'm assuming, because it looks like that line item gets spent. They must do it annually at the year end.
Correct.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
So 500. Highway, that was done last week. If anyone has any comments, questions, anything they wanted to bring back up again? So next up would be street lighting. Budget for 2025 was $91,500. The requested for 2026 is $85,000. So that's a reduction of $6,500. And it looks like that is due to the LED lighting. That's starting to pay that price that back.
That's it continues to go down each year, right?
Yes. In the not so distant future, it should decrease significantly
Yeah.
because that tariff charge will come off once we pay for the depreciation off back to Unitil on the old street lights.
When is that? Do you know?
I don't know
I
exactly.
think it's like 3 to 5 years away, something like that, but. Okay.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. Make a motion to approve street lighting at $85,000.
Second.
So Jay, then seconded by Tyler. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's 500. Solid waste collection. 2025, $1,022,943 is what was budgeted in 2025. The requested in 2026 is $1,027,340. So obviously this is the waste collection. It's good to see the lease costs are going down on the carts.
That's correct. We have 2026, the lease will be paid off. We have, I think it's 9 months left in the 2026 budget. So there's a decrease there and an increase in the collection and the like due to the contractual, but also it's not as large because the tonnage is still going down that we're disposing of. So
It's a good thing.
it is a good thing.
What if that's a byproduct of people had to go back to the office a little bit?
I'm sure it is. And we have the trash RFP, the proposals are due next week.
Was it the first?
I think it was November 4th.
So that's the
Monday.
Monday. That's the
Yeah, Monday or
right?
Tuesday next week. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, get those back. At least we're ahead of the curve
Yes.
this time. So it gives us some time on that. Questions, comments, anything?
Make a motion to approve the solid waste collection budget for $1,027,340.
I'll second.
Jay, then seconded by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
500. Solid waste disposal, the landfill. The budget for 2025 was $39,000. Requested for 2026, $38,500, decrease of $500. Looks like we have an increase in the landfill attendance, and then engineering, that was a decrease. In the groundskeeping as well,
Yep.
a decrease. So that gets you to a 500. Yeah, just trying to see. Yeah, it looks like, there's still a little bit of time left this year. When's the landfill closed, do we know? The year? Is it
The
already closed?
the last day it's open is the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
I know it was coming up, so it's good to get that out there.
Make a motion to approve the solid waste disposal landfill budget for $38,500.
Second.
Second by Liz, motion was made by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
So 500. Next up is health. Budget for 2025 was $103,550. Requested for 2026 is $73,550. That's a decent sized decrease.
And that was that health officer being split with the fire
Right,
department.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. So that
That's
showed up
correct.
in the
That was
fire
right
department,
there.
that showed up in the fire department's budget, so that got
Correct.
moved from this to there. That's the 30,000.
Shared position.
Correct.
So I'll make a motion on health of $73,550.
I'll
Second that.
Second by Tyler. John made the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 500. Next up, we got human services, budget for 2025, $46,887. In 2026, $46,887,000. So it's level funded. I'm trying to see if anything,
It's all the same.
yeah, it's all the same. Looks like a lot of them are spent, and I'm sure these other ones, we're probably just waiting for year end to probably pay those off. Greg, is that?
Correct.
Because you can see each year, it looks like they all get paid, so.
We usually will wait until the agency puts in a request,
Right,
send us
exactly.
an invoice.
And it looks like there's only a few left to do that.
Correct.
So this is, so people know, this is like what goes, our portion towards like the Vic Gary, those type of things,
Meals on Wheels.
Meals
yeah.
on
Meals on
Wheels, So
Wheels,
Rock.
So Rock.
Child Advocacy Center.
Yeah, it's all that, all
Center
those
for Life
things.
Management.
All right, anybody have any questions on this?
No.
And then just also like when these organizations request us, they fill out a request form and provide statistics.
Correct.
Don't just,
Yeah, exactly.
right. So we're looking at how people are using these services and
Yep, we do take a look at them.
justifying the cost. right?
Correct. Make sure that they are, indeed serving Plastow residents with Plastow taxpayers and, making sure that it's spent appropriately.
Yeah, I mean, it shows here that 74 Plastow residents receive meals totaling 9,527 meals.
Yeah, and I mean, it's important to those folks.
Yeah, it
It
is.
really is.
And it's a great way for check-ins every day.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we appropriate $46,887 to human services.
I second that.
Second by Liz, motion made by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
All right, so 401, and that's because you help with the
It's
victorious.
because I'm on the board at the Victory Center, so I don't want it to be a conflict.
Just want to make sure.
Appreciate that.
Realizes why.
It's full disclosure.
Welfare Administration and Assistance. Budget for 2025 was $36,410. Requested budget for 2026 is $36,910. So we're talking a $500 difference. So it's all right in the, pretty much level funded. Trying to see.
Just curious, what's the transportation budget there? It looks like it increased. Are you expecting something?
Isn't that the,
That's the senior, through Salem Caregivers and the like, that's money to be set aside to help fund that program.
Yeah, for the caregivers, is that going pretty good, Jay, with the getting volunteers for drivers?
I think they have two new drivers. They're starting to do intakes for people that are going to be using the service now. So last I heard, they're shooting for mid-November, early December to start giving rides.
Oh, perfect.
So, but they're always looking for volunteers. So
Then where
anyone
should
want to
they-
drive,
Is there someone they should reach out to, or?
call the town hall and
No,
we'll
we can get them in touch.
put you in contact.
Perfect. And for that too, just a little bit, but it can only be half a day, a couple hours. It doesn't have to be
once a month?
Monday through Friday. If you can do
No.
once a month, whenever.
You do one ride a day, drive someone once a day,
Yeah.
once a week,
And that's
any help.
yes. And, all right, someone wants to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve the welfare administration and assistance for $36,910.
I will second.
Second by Liz, motion was made by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Recreation, we did last week. If anybody has any thoughts, changes, or anything? Next up is Patriotic Cultural. Let's see, budget for 2025 was $28,500. The requested budget is, for 2026, is $43,500. And the driving force for that is Old Home Day. Last year, for the 20,000, they only requested that because we had the fireworks from the year before was paid for. So the fireworks now going forward is 8,500, so that has to be put in the budget. The one thing I would like to do, looking at this budget, so would get you like $28,500 with those two. And I know you need a little bit extra money in there because sometimes you need to hire outside details, and that would come out of here. But I think for that line item, we could reduce that down to 30,000 instead of 35,000.
The events and activities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I did speak with the Old Home Day on that, but I think we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If anybody's got any,
I'm on Old Home Day, and I agree 100% that we can we can get through that.
Let's do that then.
So that'd be 38,500.
Right, that's, reduce it to 38,500.
Just get my math straight.
Right, so
Oh, you're bringing
we're
the,
bringing the old home day down to 30,000 from 35,000.
sorry, missed that.
I'll make a
Sense.
motion to approve the patriotic culture budget for 38,500.
I'll second.
All right, Tyler, and seconded by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
6500. Holy cow, we actually did them all. Conservation, 2025 budget, $7,925. 2026, the requested is $8,155. So roughly, what, about $200?
The water testing.
Yeah, there's an increase in water testing.
Which is obviously something that has to be done.
I make a motion, we appropriate $8,155 for Conservation Department.
Second that.
Second by Tyler, motion was made by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
So it's 500. These are not the last one. Debt service. The budget in 2025 was $545,515. The requested budget for 2026 is $531,420. So we do have a decrease there of about 14,000.
Yep.
And that's for all the bonds for the
Fire truck.
fire truck.
Fire truck and the public safety
safety
building.
So that bond's coming down. That's why we have that decrease.
Principal's reduced, interest is reduced.
How much longer roughly do we have on each one of those, the bonds? I know the fire truck is a long time. I don't know what the safety building, because that was before my time.
Mine too. I don't, off the top of my head, I
I
don't
know the
recall.
fire truck's only a couple of years old. I was around for that one.
Yep.
I like going out with the last line item in a negative mark, so.
Yes. Anybody have any questions, comments?
Make a motion to approve debt service for $531,420.
I'll second that.
Second by Tyler, motion made by Jay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys, that was a lot. But now, the budget committee meets tomorrow night. So they should be able to start working on this. And the only thing we have left really to
Is the
go over is the planning board. And just because we turn this over to the budget committee, it's, we go through it, things come up. We can come back here, talk about it, and then give our recommendation over to the budget committee. But it is the budget committee's budget that goes forward, and this is good, this gives them, hopefully, and it should be plenty of time, I hope, to go through the budget.
Greg, with the changes, do you have a new bottom line? Okay.
Give me a minute.
Because I think we looked at it before, it went down a couple points, I believe.
Should be nice.
Should be down to
Like around
6%
6, I think,
instead
yeah.
of 8%.
I think that's where it went down to when we looked at it. Unfortunately, you know, most of it really is salaries and insurance. So Greg's looking that up, we can get back to that. The next thing we had on the agenda was Veterans Day speaker. I think everything's pretty much on track, right, for Veterans Day, Beth?
Pretty much, we need to find out when we can go into setup. And then, we'll get the shopping done that is not being donated close to that day.
We do have some good donations, which will cover the mix, the syrup, things like that, which is good. The one question we had, we do have some speakers already lined up, correct?
Yes,
So what I wanted to know, I'll MC it or however you want to put it, But if anybody up here, did anybody up here want to speak?
No, but I'm actually working with one of Paul's sons
Okay.
so that we get a younger version of the speaker up there as well. So he's got two that just cut
Okay.
home. So one of the two, we're working on it. I'll let you know as soon as.
Yeah, we'll put it into
Yes.
the program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
if
just-
anyone would like to
Just felt it
speak?
would be
I don't-
nice to have
I
a
don't
younger
mind if
voice up there.
That's the will of the,
Yeah, if you'd like to,
I don't
that's
mind.
fine.
Please.
okay.
So Liz will speak as well.
Okay, got it.
And I do know, what time did we plan on starting? Because I know they have to be back
Right.
at the
By 11,
VFW.
11.
Right.
So we're gonna start at
Usually
8:30,
come early.
and I know they have to be back at 11 o'clock.
They have to be back for 11:11,
Yeah, last
so
year we
they
did
go for
8:30
11.
to 10:30 and it seemed too long. We were gonna do 8:30.
That gives them plenty of time to get back over there, okay. Is there anything else that you need for us for that day, or except help setting up?
Yeah, just help setting up pretty much.
All right,
And this is on our website, right? Because,
Yes.
I mean, we see, generally, we only see a minimal amount of veterans, and I'd like to try to get a larger outreach. I know Kelvin's working down at 34 to get more people involved there, but
but we should put something out on the different town pages.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we're at that point now, believe it or not, Veterans Day is only a couple weeks away.
Yeah,
Right.
that's-
well, it's coming up quick.
I mean, because you have, Saturday's the first.
Right, and Newton has one going on, Atkinson has, everybody.
Yeah.
So you're kind of limited to your own environment.
Right, and it's open to the public. It's
Absolutely.
not just veterans, we open it to the public. And usually we have the Girl Scouts and the Scouts, they're there to help.
We'll definitely have scouts there.
And did we reach out to the Historical Society?
Yes. They will attend and bring uniforms.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you, Beth, for doing this every year. And
Oh, you're welcome, Ed. Thank you for helping.
well, it's
You
your
really
last year
put
of doing
you
it, so
put
I'm
it
trying to
all
give you your kudos for all the years that you've been doing it.
She'll be back for it.
It will be in good hands.
She's not getting away that
Jared has it
easy.
under control.
We always need help setting up.
Yeah. Same point, you can thank the Lions that are there to do their service.
the Lions,
They're in there
No, the Lions,
flipping pancakes and
the
taking
Lions
care of
are, they come in there, they're ready to roll, because they start showing up, before 7, I think, that morning.
it. Oh, yeah,
They get everything
they're a
set up.
well-oiled machine.
They do a great job, and thank Pat Buckley for all the donations. That helps out quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And you have the number yet, Greg, or are you still working on it?
6.1.
So it's 6.1% now. And previous it was 8?
No, 7.
7?
It was over 7.
All right, so that.
So what's the bottom, like the new bottom line? Sorry.
It's a test.
Let me go back. Including the library, but, I mean, we don't have the planning board
That's
yet,
right.
so that's
Well, based on what we have, with
based
the,
on what you have,
the changes we made.
including the library. Oh, Looks like 14,207,162.
Thank you, Greg. And now if we can approve the consent agenda. What we have to approve is the accounts payable manifest for October 21st, 2025. We have the draft minutes from the BOS meeting on October 20th, 2025. And there was one oath of office for the Old Home Day Committee.
Take a motion to approve the consent agenda for October 27th, 2025.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so that's approved. Town managers report. besides the budget you've been working on?
Trying to think. Water project. We've had a few issues happening over with the water project, so that's taken up some time, budget, and just day-to-day things. Department head personnel issues, things of that nature. Nothing out of the ordinary, but all in a day's work.
You did bring on a new assistant manager today.
We did do that, so.
She's almost survived the first meeting.
She has.
We're close.
I've only had to nudge her a couple times.
Selectmen's reports. Tyler.
Attended the pumpkin lighting Saturday night here at Town Hall. The Rec Commission had a lot of volunteers there. A lot of people showed up. I think it was a really good turnout. The weather turned out to be pretty good, all things considered. The Recreation Department's going to be holding an information night next Tuesday at the Norman Major Building about the potential of starting a ski club for Pollard. So the people on the commission that'll be running that will be there to answer some questions. Parents are invited out to sign up to volunteers. They need more volunteers and ask the questions that they want to ask and see if we can get this program starting this year. And toddler trick or treat is weather permitting on Friday. Other than that, that's all I got.
I went to the pumpkin lighting. It was fun and it was nice to be a judge for those pumpkins. Thank you. I also went to Pollard's PTA meeting last Tuesday as a budget committee member, but I also brought up that there would be the public hearing here with the DOT on the 13th. So I'll be working with Greg and the principal to hopefully get some kind of document out to Pollard kids in the Pollard Express. And 10/29, there will be a information night on community power. I believe that's at the, I believe it's at the library. And I do not have the time. I'm sorry. I forgot to jot that down.
I got it here to announce. It's going to be up there.
All right, sorry, I was just jumping the gun.
No problem. Better to get it out a couple times than not at all.
That's right.
Stealing all the thunder.
Hey.
You can have it all.
Good job.
Jay?
Just budget committee tomorrow night. Just an update on the senior transportation. There was another recruitment event on the 17th. They were able to recruit a couple more drivers. They have interest in people that need rides, so they're going to start doing intakes for them and get them ready to be delivered to their appointments. I don't have an official start date yet, but I'm sure that will be provided to us in the next week or so.
Perfect. Thank you.
So that's it.
Well, as you know, I asked you to step in on my last meeting that I wasn't able to attend. My wife and I have had some things going on with some family members, so I haven't been able to make any of the lightings or anything like that.
All right, thank you. Things happen.
Things happen.
Life happens. I attended the trunk or treat over at Pollard, which was, is that the first time they've done that over there?
Second now.
Second. But it was fairly well attended over there, I thought, which was good to see. Also did the pumpkin lighting, get to do some judging and all that. Hopefully we did okay.
I hope so.
But that also was well attended, and it's amazing. You walk around and you hear how many people say they really like these events, those town events. They really enjoy them. Which is good to hear because it's nice to see the families get out. I did attend the Old Home Day meeting. Things are progressing there as they go through. So as always, the Old Home Day, they'll always be looking for volunteers. If there's anybody out there, anybody interested, even just a little bit of time, anytime volunteered helps quite a bit with that. Events, the toddler trick or treat is this Friday from 10 to 12. Let's hope the rain gets out of here early on Friday, because I believe also if the rain gets out of here early, You'd also have, what is it, about 1 o'clock or so, the kids come out of Pollard?
They're doing 1:30 this year.
1:30? Yep. Then they march around the town
They are
green,
doing the town hall again, yep.
which is nice. Regular trick or treat will also be on Friday, October 31st, between 5 and 7. As was mentioned, the Plastow Community Power, that service will be commencing in December. The information night will be October 29th, 2025 at 6 o'clock up here in the Great Hall, second floor in Town Hall. That's well worth attending, just so everybody knows the options, because everybody will be opted in. If you want to opt out for whatever reason, all the information will be there to do that. As we talked about earlier, we got the Veterans Day Pancake Breakfast at the Vic Gary on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, from 8:30 to 10. If I had read these notes, Beth, I would have known it was 8:30. And then also we got the public information hearing regarding NH 121A, the Traffic Calming and Safety Improvement Project. That will be at the Plastow Town Hall on Thursday, November 13th. Doors will open at 6 p.m. The presentation will begin at 6:30. There'll be more information on the town website. I was away for the first one, but I guess that was fairly well attended.
It's very well attended.
So hopefully we'll get the same type of attendance. This is your chance to let your opinion known, what you would like to see. Also, the town clerk's office will be closed 10:29 and 10:30, so that's Wednesday and Thursday. And that is because they have a state mandated training, and then the office will reopen on Monday, November 3rd at 7 a.m. That's everything. Anybody have anything they wanted to bring up? Do we have a non-public tonight? That's a good answer. And with that will conclude our meeting at 7:42. Thank you. Have a good week, everyone. Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there, and let's hope the rain's out of here for all the kids. Good night. Good night.
Have a good night.